The same thing again. They're charging me today with bringing the trust into disrepute because they allege that I went on a radio station and said when a man was beaten up 2 weeks ago, a black brother was beaten up 2 weeks ago. As a community nurse, I've tried up to this day to find where the man is. The man is a disturbed black man. I don't know whether he's been sent to prison. I don't know whether he's been sectioned or what. The manager refuses to tell me. I came to work on Wednesday the 4th thinking I'm going through those doors. Suddenly, I saw a lot of security. And as I went through the door, the manager, the senior nurse, said to me I must accompany him to his office. When I accompanied him to his office, he handed me a letter and said that I must leave the building forthwith. When I said no, I work here, I'm a community nurse, I will discuss it with you. He called the police officers, he called Metropolitan Police, they came into the center and told me I must get out forthwith. I said no, I work here, I have a responsible role in there. They then put my hands behind my back and front marched me out to the door and said, get out of here. And I said, no, I work there. They said, are you saying that you will go there again? I said, yes, I work there. They then handcuffed me so tight down there and said I was being arrested for a fray. I had not hit anyone. I just said I demand my right to speak to my manager. They then arrested me, put me in the van. I couldn't even move. When I went to the station, my arms was twice the size it is now. They had to stop in the middle of Cold Harbor Lane to take the handcuffs off because one of them had said to me, we're going to teach you that these are not bangles to be played with. He's crunched it into my flesh. My doctor has a report which showed that I had the damaged nerves and whatever, and my arms were swollen badly and what's called hematoma when blood was forced. My fingers went blue. They stopped in the middle of Cold Harbor Lane. They took 15 minutes resting to try and get the handcuffs off. They then took me, when they get the handcuffs off, my hands, I couldn't even move my hands. I was taken to Brixton Police Station, and then they said that basically, the sergeant said to me, this is ridiculous. You officers should be out there hunting drug dealers and muggers, and you go to a place and arrest a community nurse.
Masonry.
He then refused to charge me. I said, please put me in the cell because you brought me here in handcuffs like a criminal. You must charge me. He refused to charge me and said I must leave the station. I said, I will not leave the station. He said, the only way I can get put in the cell is if I him, is if I kill him. And so I eventually left the station. And so as a consequence of that, they then tried now today to claim that basically I have broken trust policy. It's another attempt from 2001 which they've harassed me because I am one of those kind of black men who do not bend. I have said that they treat me adversely there and I will get better improvement for them. I've asked them to help me in that process, but they're of a macho management technique that believes that basically they are some sort of viceroys of India, and mainly 90-odd% client group who comes there must behave in a way that they feel they should behave. Well, I put it this way, I qualified as a nurse in 1968. I've worked in GU in many clinics over the years for 20-odd years. I've been back at this place since 1999.
And has that been the case ever since you've been back?
That I've noticed this? Yes, it's endemic. You know, there's an attitude by a hardcore of senior managers that states that, you know, we are welcome here as patients. We're like cattle. This center is supposed to see 55,000 people a year, but I can tell you that 20,000 of those are never treated because when you go in there, you can wait up to 6 hours, and when you're fed up, you leave. But from the minute you walk in, you're clocked as having attended. So, you know, it suits them for that because basically you can come back the next day, you're clocked again. Some people have come 3 days running. It's called a lottery to be seen before they're seen, you know. I have started to be proactive and fight that and say, look, people must be seen. You cannot keep people waiting 6 hours and not see them. But that is the feeling of the management.
Do you see a difference between the way black patients and white patients are treated?
Yes, most definitely, because the white patients that come there, somehow many patients have been written to see that they suddenly disappear.
Sorry, I'm not an expert, but I try. So there will be a lot of little mistakes as it's coming in too quick. I try to maintain a camera angle and have people in the frame, not outside the frame.
Reversing it so that they never come to see and eventually they get don't want to stop. I want basically for that management to realize that in 2003, black people are human beings and they're citizens of this country. You know, that they act in there as if they believe that they're colonial masters and behave in such a way. They look at me and have contempt for me and think that it's only a matter of time. If my brothers and sisters were not here to support me today, I would have long gone. And I pay a special tribute to Galaxy, who have fought the campaign with me for a long time. I'm glad to hear that Choice is here today because I've tried several times to speak to your directors, Neil and others, to see me on there, because basically I'm talking about an issue. You should arrive outside the College on a Monday morning and see the amount of black people lying going down the road, and the lottery is that basically most of them won't be seen, and I want them to be seen because they basically need to be seen, because you read in the paper these days about the amount of chlamydia, about gonorrhea, and it's endemic in our community. We need to have these people looked after. It's their right. As I say, 91% of the people who come to this clinic are black. They're the people who pay for that clinic, yet still they get the worst service. How is that so? Is where you come from. And when I checked on the guy's notes, he's 19 and he was born impeccable. Thank you, brother. You see, this is the situation that exists.
A true man.
Without we can't fight together. We must stand together and fight together. Otherwise, what use we're black?
A true man.
Yes, so stand up.
A true.
This brother stand up for the black people. You know, I'm proud of him as a black man.
You know,
because he's a
I can tell you something.
black man.
I was taken from that center in handcuffs but last Wednesday. And yet still when we're in there now, we ask them, why was I suspended? That's why I adjourned. Him can't tell me, but him suspend me so as to find out what's going on. Imagine that. And yet still me get handcuffed just to find out what's going on. You know, I was claiming the personal racism to me and I had to go to industrial tribunal. And 2 weeks before the tribunal due, him tell me, said the organization don't have no fun for carry me. He dropped me in it. I stay up 2 nights without sleep and study law. And I went in there and then bring some 2,000 lawyers for me and I mashed them up. So it's been adjourned till September. So when they came back from that, them so upset that them can't get rid of me through that method. They come up with this idea now so that I have been speaking on radio. Since 2001, there's Brother Abdul, I have gone and spoken on Galaxy, I've gone to conferences and spoken on conferences. So all this rubbish that basically, I've told them that I'm operating on an act called PIDA, Public Information Disclosure Act. And I've said, and I will do it till they sack me. Anytime.
All of the workers that work at King College Hospital, they're damn coward if they can't support another worker. They move them blood clot from there. All they know for do is to drive Miss Days to pick up white woman and live with them, but they're not protect them one. And move.
I ask you to tell anybody who attend that center that anytime they come there, if I am there, come and see me, because they never, anybody can see the day, never any day will I ever deny my people, because I am not taking part in their abuse of black people. And this is what they get, because they've offered me money. Let it be known, say it's not money I'm after, because I was offered £50,000 2 weeks ago to take, they even offered me fare to go on a holiday. Take 50,000 and so that me not talk about what they do to you people in there. I don't think any of you have ever attended there. Sometimes you're sitting there for 6 hours. You've been there, so you know.
Man.
You know? So, you know, and when I said to them...
And people are too wicked. One guy yard for holiday, we poison up the little blood clot redneck when they come down there. But now, about them are going to go rent a dread. To kill them. Because when we come up, them are kill we. They might take we out of Jamaica National, they might take we off the bus, they might take we off everywhere, say what? So we not on passport, I look on the little blown out people here. They not even have no skin on them body to blood clot. You know skin? They're skinless. They got skinless people them. You know see? Smell like blood teeth, dog.
To say, thank God, I come from the last part of Jamaica where I think. I come from the backward part of Jamaica.
And that's where we come from, man, where we lick with them blown out people here.
You know what I mean? So,
Nanny and Paul Bogle and all of them. You know see? I can't take no shit.
And they can't buy my spirit, you understand? So when them little things in there, the things said, and I'm calling security to rush her. And I said to the consultant, I said, look, this woman as candidate, I her up her truth. And it's so that the consultant that was there know the patient and said, yes, she's telling the truth. Treat her. But if I wasn't there, then kick her out, and if she don't agree to come out, them got police for that.
No year. No year. No year.
Is that macho?
What have we got to
What have we got to see? We got nothing to lose for getting up and telling them about them BC and RC. Nothing to lose. We got everything to lose. But them are kill we and we are kill we. I'm gonna go. I'm never go nowhere. I would certainly run behind them.
Brother Milton, those of us yeah, man, we're there, man. We're there. Big people like you. Let me tell you that.
That's right. We're supporting for this friend.
Clinical director, they look at me and they see me and they say to me, Milton, why do you behave like this? We have accepted you as one of us. I say you can accept me, but you cannot get me to accept the way you treat me. You treat my brothers and sisters the same as
you sell yourself for £10. When you kill a man for £10, you sell yourself. You know? I want to sell out to black people.
the amount of people attending. If they start to break the
he can become a part of the establishment.
And I said to her, he comes from Milton, you know? And she couldn't understand that. As far as I'm concerned, he's black. So he's black, he don't come from Milton. You understand? This is the mentality in there.
No man shall write you down, my God.
Well, I intend to they try to investigate Lawrence all over again. Something happens and you actually get I am not only looking father, I tell you what I've seen with my own eyes. When African name people applied for the job, I saw one screw up. Send someone there are systems here who will tell you that they're going to wait 6 hours. And if I'm not here, someday they report 2 weeks ago they were turning off 15 black brothers and sisters. And I said, if you turn it off today, I will personally keep the door open and treat them myself. So they reluctantly stayed and treated them. The next week, the manager wrote a long report to the Human Rights.
I've taken it to the Queen, I've taken it to the European Court, I've taken it to the nations. None of them has happened. Today, the company, 6 months. No. What did I miss? What did you miss? You missed a few things.
See that they get applause. We're coming there because it is a cause that has to be fought. It is as simple as that. We are not looking for people that say, well, you know, I am my brother.
Milton, I resent this racism thing that you're accusing us of. And she's one of the main professors. She then went from there and I said to her, listen, I'm not having this conversation with you. I know you're a racist and I'm telling you.
She
went up to the manager. She told him that I told her that I will cut her throat out. I heard that. I said to her, you need to stop this.
Yeah.
I understand. Now this is a woman I've worked with before and sat down. And I was there in 2001. I said, look,